is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. This is episode 397. Kind of a crazy number to think about. We're fucking 3 away from 400, dude.
Almost to 400.
Wow. For the week of July 6th, 2020, Tyler's week's episode is on the eve of the SLC Qualifier, because yes, the SLC Qualifier is taking place this weekend. As a matter of fact, my name is Josh, aka JK Fire. This week I'm joined by the man who did not know earlier that his scene in OBS was fucked. Will, aka I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, how are you doing this Monday evening?
I'm doing fine, man. Little personal story. I had to surrender my Minnesota license today.
Oh no.
To get my Texas driver's license.
Real ID?
Yeah, it's going to be a real ID so I can fly and do all that fun stuff.
Very nice.
But yeah, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. Well, as you're aware, shit's been popping in the worst way possible over on this side. Just in terms of like PC issues and then OBS issues, but everything got ironed out. Everything is all taken care of. Everything is all good. And we're here. And we're here to talk about some Halo because Halo has been taking place. But Will, do you want to know what's on this week's episode of the show?
What do we have this week, Josh?
The SLC qualifiers this weekend. That's what we got. No, LVT Pro League matches have been taking place. We have a little bit of an announcement here to kick off the show. And yeah, we'll fucking get right into it. But before we get into competitive news, here is our announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, our merch is available right now for SLC. If you have not seen it yet, you can see the crest on the screen. As a matter of fact, if you're checking out the audio version of the show, check out the show notes in the Google Doc of the show in the description of the episode. And if you're tuning in live, exclamation point show notes in the chat. So there you go there. Go check that out. And then, but again, got to give a shout out to Lynn's, aka Fortune Cookie, because she did design the crest for SLC as for the rest of the events for the year. And the SLC one looks fucking amazing. I love the mountains in the background. And if you want to get that crest on a shirt or a hoodie, then you can go ahead and type an exclamation point merch in the chat and go check out the SLC line, or the link is included in the Google Doc of the show. It's the show. But not only that, because we brought back the after party merch line for SLC from last year. This was designed by Uriel, and it looks fucking awesome. He actually also did the design for the LVT shirt that I'm wearing right now. So if you want to get any of that design, go check it out. It's at the same link, all in the show notes. And yeah, if you order now, then you'll more than likely have it ahead of the event. So if you want to have the merch and you want to be rocking it at the event, I recommend getting your order in as soon as possible. Shout out to Riz, who did get his order in, so he should be getting his ahead of the event, which is fucking awesome. Huge shout out to you, sir, and hope you enjoy the merch.
And just put a little disclaimer on that. No guarantees. Shipping
Correct.
is out of our control. It's all done third party. So
correct.
But more than likely, you should be able, if you order now, should be able to get it.
Fuck yes. John says he ordered his jersey finally last week, waiting on that to ship. Can't wait. Hey, hope it ships to you as soon as possible, my friend. Would love to see you rocking it at the event. Will and I will definitely be rocking ours at the event, along with maybe some others. Maybe some others. We'll have to wait and see there. The other thing that I got to give a shout out to is the stickers have arrived. I have stickers for SLC in hand, ready to go. They are, of course, the crest that is on your screen if you're watching this live or checking out the YouTube version of the show. Will and I will have these to hand out at the event. They will be free. So if you want to get your hands on them, come up. First come, first serve. Come get it. Love that, Riz. Again, I hope it is up to the quality standard. And yeah, I'm excited for it. Very, very excited for it. But Will, you are dead on. You are dead fucking on. Not guaranteed that they will arrive before the event, but I'm going to say should. I think we're far enough away from the event right now that they should arrive in time. But Will, you're right. And if they don't, then fucking don't get mad at us. Get mad at Fourth Wall, okay? Tyler, don't fucking worry, man. They're yours. Also, Will, based off a conversation that you and I had previously, gonna hit Tyler and Pookie up in the DMs. And Will, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yes, I was going to say, you're the one that told it to me, so I hope you remember. All right. Without further ado, let's get into some competitive news. HCS Grassroots calendar for July 2020. That is available right now. This is by the HCS. This is probably, Will, the most packed calendar I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of that has to do with the LVT Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion taking place, but there are a lot of other things taking place alongside, like within the calendar. So please go check them out. The Mythic Gaming Play Griffball tournament's going to be coming up this week. You can see that on the calendar. We'll also be shouting that out in just a little bit too. The Halo Delta LAN, Cardinal Redbird play dates taking place. A lot of cool shit. A lot of cool shit popping. You know what else we need on that? We need fucking Halo Rec League on that shit. That's what we need. We need Halo Rec League on that shit. Just as like a weekly reminder, being like, hey, matches are taking place. Go check it out. Tyler, it's not an uh-oh thing. Okay? I promise. It's not an uh-oh thing. And yes, you'll have a sticker. Do not worry. No worries about that. Then HCS point leaderboard ahead of the qualifiers. This is by the HCS. And again, for those who are unaware, the top 3 seeds, because of rosters and all that fun stuff, the top 3 seeds for SLC are locked. Those 3 are Optic Gaming, TSM, and Shopify Rebellion. FaZe would have been included in there if they did not make a more than 2/3 roster change, which, I mean, they did. They swapped half their roster, basically. So they swapped half their roster with SSG. Therefore, they lost their placement. So FaZe, like Notorious is talking about in chat, SSG is going to be the 4th team here. This is based off of the points heading into the qualifier. So Space Station don't need to worry about it. They basically locked in their 4th seed. They're going to be in Pool D. We talked about this last week as well, which means, yes, FaZe will be playing within the pool play qualifier, which is taking place this weekend. And the remainder of the point totals are as listed within the graphic. You can go ahead and take a look. And then continuing into the qualifier is Dark Inside having that open bracket number 1 spot, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Notorious asks, are we allowed to send links to Twitter and chat? No, you are not, but you can, if you can DM us, you can feel free to do so. Like, you can DM on Discord, you can DM on Twitter, whatever you want to do. It's just, Twitch is fucky. Even if we quote unquote allow you to post a link, it still won't let you post a link. I don't know why. It's something that like has just never worked itself out.
I think it's like in our auto mod settings, but even though we've tried to change it, the permit never works.
Yeah. So just DM us if you're able to, if there's anything we missed and we can include it. And Will, that's actually it for the competitive news. Which means it's time for Rostermania!
One piece of Rostermania this week, it has to do with Team Lethal Fox. They have their roster, and it is going to be Lethal Vixen, Dilly Donut, Stoned Journer, and Infamy coming together. I'm assuming they'll play in the qualifier and see what they do leading up to SLC.
Indeed. Well, thank you, Will, for going through that singular roster that we have here.
That's it. That's all we have.
It might be a quick show here. It's time for your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcom.com. Check out noobcom.com for your Halo esports needs, except for the SWAT Nation tournament, because I had to add that myself. What the fuck is up with that? On Wednesday, July 9th, because yes, there are no Pro League matches tomorrow. On Wednesday, July 9th, we have the LVT Halo Pro League match of SSG against Envy and TSM against Complexity. Really looking forward to both matches, Will, but I think more so, this is no offense to Envy, but like I've think I'm more so interested in that TSM complexity matchup.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm more interested in the SSG Envy because I feel like Envy's been on that cusp, right?
Sure.
I want to see if they're making progress leading up to SLC.
I respect that.
But you can kind of say the same thing about the TSM complexity matchup, right? Complexity has made some changes. They've been playing well.
Yes.
TSM has their pool play spot locked.
But they have not been necessarily playing the greatest online.
Yes.
So I could think that's why I'm more interested in that secondary matchup. We'll have to wait and see. When is roster lock for SLC? I think for those that guarantee their pool play spots, you need to retain 3/4 of your roster no matter what. For everybody else, I think it's 2 weeks ahead of the event. I think it's 2 weeks ahead of the event.
And when are team passes this week?
Supposedly this week, according to Tashi. And we talked about that last week.
Yes.
So, yeah. Don't quote me on that roster lock date, Dre, because if anything, try to find the rule book for SLC. They may have it on their event page or whatever, but like try to find the rule book and it'll be explicitly stated in there. So again, I'm sorry I don't have the exact information for you, Dre, but that's the best I can do for you right now. On Thursday, July 10th, is another LVT Halo Pro League double header in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. Speaking of which, it's going to be Shopify going against Omit, and then Optic going against Envy. Will, predictions for those series?
Predictions for Shopify versus Omit and Optic Envy?
Real quick, hold on. Tyler says tomorrow or Wednesday for team passes.
If I remember correctly. Okay.
Thank you very much, Tyler.
Be on the lookout.
Absolutely. Why couldn't it have been today? Why couldn't it have been today? We could have talked about it on the show, Tyler. What the fuck? To you and Tashi and everybody else involved, what the fuck? We had a great week last week. We had a great fucking week last week. All this information drops on Monday before the show. This is fucking awesome. We have so much to talk about. This is wonderful. And then I'm like, oh, Tashi says, oh, next week for information on the SLC tickets. Oh, this is wonderful. And of course, it's not fucking Monday.
Because HCS should definitely plan around our show, Josh, for sure.
Hey, it felt like it
and
last
all these
week.
Orgs.
It really felt like it last week. Tyler says because you sit in. I sit all the time. I curse all the time. I'm just a bad person. God,
damn it.
Fuck.
All right. LVT Pro League match, Shopify Omit.
Yeah.
I just feel like the top teams are going to take these ones pretty easily. 4-0s. Yeah. I don't want to, I mean, maybe a game gets taken if teams slacken, but I would expect 4-0s.
And see, maybe this is me again. There's no offense to Envy, but like, I think this is why I'm also more excited about the TSM complexity matchup, because every match has been like 4-0s or 4-1s. Now, granted, they've been close. Some have been very close games. Don't get me wrong. But like, I want to see a series go more of a distance. And I think that TSM complexity series has the opportunity to go the distance.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like that Shopify Omit and Optic Envy one. Again, I feel like I'm dogging on Envy right now for both those series, but like, yeah. We'll have to wait and see. Saturday, July 12th, we have the Mythic Gaming and Play Griffball tournament taking place, which is fucking awesome. You should go check that out if you haven't. If you're able to, I shouldn't say if you haven't, it hasn't taken place yet. If you're able to, go check that out. And then the SWAT Nation Jack of All Trades 5.0. On Saturday, July 12th and Sunday, July 13th, we have the North America Salt Lake City Pool Play Qualifier. Will FaZe get the win and get in the same pool as Space Station Gaming? We'll have to wait and find out. On Sunday, July 13th, we have the EU Salt Lake City Pool Play Qualifier and then the Australia, New Zealand, and Mexico Salt Lake City Open Championships taking place as well. Because again, unfortunately, the team that wins those tournaments, they get open bracket travel coverage. They don't get a pool play spot guaranteed. And then on Monday, July 14th, is the LVT Halo Pro League match in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. It's going to be FaZe going up against Omit. So we'll see if they can keep that momentum going after today's match. Speaking of which, Will.
Yeah.
That's it for the upcoming tournaments of the week, presented by noobcombat.com. Check out noobcombat.com for all your Halo esports needs. It's time for Scrim Tournament League recaps. Will, what do we got?
Well, you just mentioned the LVT Pro League. We'll start off with those. Complexity went up against Omit this last week. It was a 4-0 going to Complexity. Shopify against TSM, 4-0 to Shopify. And then FaZe against SSG, 4-1 to FaZe.
Okay, online doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. We already know that. So, Complexity 4-0ing Omit. Complexity look good. They genuinely look good. So, good on them in that win. And a little bit of a grudge match, I'd say, between the two, considering the roster changes that were taking place and the players involved, you know. But yeah, Complexity look good. Good for them. Shopify against TSM, right? Shopify did win at 4-0, but games, that's Slayer, I believe it was Origin, as a matter of fact. TSM had the lead kind of later into the game. Shopify were able to capitalize, though. They get the win anyway. So, good to see that out of them. Good to see that ice out of them. And yeah, Shopify, I was able to basically catch the game 4 oddball. That was because I was at my daughter's swimming lessons during the series. So like I was able to catch the game 4 oddball. And yeah, TSM tried to keep things respectable, but you know. But the big one that everyone was kind of waiting for here was the rematch of the rematch of the rematch. FaZe going up against SSG.
Yes.
And again, FaZe did win this series 4-1 against SSG, but the games were close. Okay, the games were close. It was definitely a lot of back and forth throughout the games. I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous, but on the surface, I was calm and ready. During the King of the Hill on Solitude, where FaZe had the upper hand in the game, there was like a little less than... There's like a minute and a half of game time left on the clock, and they were playing for time. And I was a little hesitant. I was a little worried that it was a little too much time left on the clock for Space Station to make a comeback. And they let Space Station get the 5th hill. It was like 3-2, I think, at that time. And then the hill spawned bottom mid. And I'm like, okay, as long as they just keep him out of the bottom mid hill, everything will be okay. And they were able to keep him out of the bottom mid hill. They kept him on spawn rotations the entire time. They kept him staggered the entire time. Space Station really couldn't do anything. And yeah, FaZe won the game and they won the series. The thing I want to go ahead, Will, please go ahead.
I just wanted to mention out of the whole series, something I liked that I saw from FaZe: 46 more assists than Space Station, which means team shots coming through. And then overall KDA as a team 1.8 versus Space Station's 1.3.
I'm right there with you. The thing that really stood out to me was, now granted, we were watching a lot of FaZe POV in the series, but we know what happened the last time they matched up, right? And also, again, just for the folks to understand at home, online doesn't matter. Okay, I just want to make sure that's understood here. But the thing that I enjoyed seeing out of FaZe was that, you're right, Will, it was the assists. It was the teamwork out of that squad during that series where it looked like they were firing on all cylinders. They had my biggest thing, the biggest difference that I saw between the last matchup and this matchup is that they had each other's backs. It was what I fucking talked about last time, is that like they get flanked upon and it's like it felt like, because I wasn't in the comms, it felt like they weren't watching each other. It felt like when they were getting shot at, it was fucking Forbidden CTF, if I'm not mistaken. It's like sticking out to me right now, where they would consistently be getting flanked upon, and they weren't just turning around. It's like they were, I don't know, it didn't feel right. Like the flow didn't feel right. It didn't feel like they were firing. It didn't feel like they were playing together. Where in this series, it felt like a total flip. Like they were the ones that were firing on all cylinders. They were the ones that had teamwork on lock. They were the ones that were watching each other's backs consistently. They were the ones that were able to hold down multiple angles at the same time. Therefore, when a player was getting weak on their team, they were able to swap in. They were able to do the bait and switch. It just worked. It just flowed so much better. And even in instances where they were on, like, even in instances where it felt like they were on the back foot, when they were on their heels, they were able to regain. And that was one of my biggest questions was, if you're down, what do you do to dig yourself out of that hole, make a statement, and get back in there and get that win? And that's exactly what FaZe did in this series.
Josh, I want to ask you, I didn't see this full series, but last time we talked about the FaZe matchups, their setups were getting broken a little faster. They were a little bit slower to get set up. Did it feel better?
Yes.
Overall?
Yes.
Were they holding better?
Yep.
Pushing better? Okay.
Yep. It like I said, it felt like a complete 180. Like a literal complete 180 from the last series to this one. And something could be said that, oh, maybe SSG just weren't playing at their best either. You know what I mean? But I'm never one to take a win away from anybody. And FaZe, from what I saw, they just fucking played better. It was everything that we'd basically been wanting to see, Will, since the roster change happened. This is going to sound really fucking stupid in hindsight, but it did remind me. Again, this is an online best of 7 series, okay? And there's no HCS points involved or anything like that. It's $1,000 on the line, which is nice, but like there's no HCS points. This doesn't have ramifications for like official tournaments and whatnot. But either way, Will, for that series, they reminded me of Optic last year.
Okay.
That's what that's the teamwork. It was that teamwork that was involved. It just reminded me of that. You asked that question, like, yes, they were able to hold their setups more consistently. They were able to rotate when things weren't going well. They were able to rotate and get out of the fucking way. They were able to put the pressure on the enemy team. It just, again, this may sound stupid too, but it really felt like they hit that kind of flow state again. The thing that we've been missing from them for a while, it just felt like they were calm. It felt like they were just, again, it just felt like everything was flowing. It was awesome. It was really fucking awesome to see.
Maybe they've finally worked towards that comfortable state with each other and things are going to start coming together for them.
I really do hope so. But again, I'm keeping everything within perspective here. This is an online best of 7. We have the qualifier coming up this weekend. There's a little more on the line here. This will determine where FaZe is placed, because I'm predicting that they're going to take first in the qualifier. I am. And maybe that's overzealous of me. Maybe it'll be Envy or Complexity or whoever the fuck. Excuse me. But I still think FaZe are going to be the ones that take the first place spot. And if they do, then they're going to be in SSG's pool. And that's going to be that's the real one. Like that, That's where all of this comes to a head. That's where all the Reddit posts are going to be coming out with, this is who actually won the trade now that we saw them on LAN in a pool play matchup. But that's the first test. In my opinion, that's the first real test. First, FaZe needs to win this. They need to win this qualifier, right? Even if it's online, this has more stakes attached to it. This will determine where you're placed in the pool. And even if they don't win, right, relatively speaking, they have significantly more points than the team behind them. So They're going to be in pool play, I believe, no matter what. It's just which pool they get placed within, depending upon the qualifier.
Yeah, and the other thing to think about is if they don't get in SSG's pool, but they do make it to champ side of the bracket, it's very possible they could play SSG round 1.
Exactly. And the conversation that we were having with Nick the other day too, right? Where Shopify and Optic probably won't meet each other until potentially winners finals if it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the pools that they're in. Like this tournament has, I don't know if fucky's the right word because I've used it before, but like based on how pools go for this tournament, because of the roster changes that took place after DreamHack and how TSM and FaZe placed in their iterations at DreamHack, these pools are crazy for SLC. They're going to be crazy for SLC, regardless if FaZe get in SSG's pool. The pool play is going to be crazy regardless. Ronan said, Lucid fighting side by side with his teammates instead of going rogue was nice to see. And I'll take it a step further. I think there is that misconception, and like I've been critical of watching as well. But I think there's like a misconception of, how the fuck do I want to say this? I think it just goes back to what I was saying before, where today in this matchup, it just felt like everything clicked. It just felt like all the teamwork was there. They were flowing very well, where in other series, they just weren't. Whether that's a player going rogue, whether that's a setup being broken too early, whether that's them just not communicating properly, I don't know. But what I do know is after watching them today, this was I'd say fuck it. I think this is the best we've seen them so far. And I know that this iteration of this team has not been together very long, relatively speaking. I know the core 3 have been together for a while, but regardless, this team of 4 hadn't been together in a relatively long time. But I think this is the best we've seen them so far. I got flamed on Reddit for saying Snakebite is a top 10 player in Infinite. He's so good and is the best objective-oriented player not named Legend. I think, Dre, there's 2 issues, right? One, you're going on Reddit. That's primary issue number 1. If you want to get flamed for having a not hot take, then go on Reddit. The other thing is like people who don't say he's a top player in the game are just wrong. The man, he's a multi-world championship winner across multiple Halo titles, one of them being Infinite.
I feel like a lot of fans have recency bias, Josh. You know,
yeah,
the FaZe hasn't lived up to expectations yet, so they're not. Nobody's high on Snakebite, even though he's a great player. I
was gonna say, Will, we even talked about it after Worlds last year, right? Is that FaZe didn't perform to our expectations that year.
Right.
They won London, but and frankly, I said it then, and I'll say it now, is that I believe SSG just weren't there. If SSG were playing to the caliber that we expected them to play at, they probably would have won that tournament too. But and guys, I own my bad takes. Like I had FaZe winning Worlds last year.
You did.
I did. Like I'll own my fucking shit takes. I'm not right all the time, but like I just thought that with the players on that team at that time, knowing the severity of that tournament, I thought that they were going to do it. I thought that they were going to Will, we talk about all the time, right? The flipping of the light switch.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like it was going to happen. I felt like that CLG Optic Talk Sentinels now with Renegade roster was going to flip that light switch and be like, oh yeah, we don't lose anymore. And then they did, and it was not good. But yeah, there you go. Ronan, I'm gonna sound like the idiot. What does that acronym stand for?
Am I the asshole?
Is that what it is? Because I thought that's what it was.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Because if that's what you're asking, then no. I think that people are fucking stupid for saying that he's not a top player in the game. I think people are batshit insane. If people, it's a red. That's it. There you go. That's why. Like, what the fuck? It's crazy. Okay, because I understand the whole conversation, Will, right? Around like a top 10. Like, does he make a top 10? You know?
Yeah.
But like, I don't fucking care about numbers. Like, he is a top player in the game, hands down. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. Hands down. So. Spring, I see where you're coming from. I think so. Spring says, I agree with all said on Snakebite, but I think there's something to be said for the eye test. Snakebite's POV doesn't inspire like some of the other top players. He's smart, sound, and solid, but it's not clutch or exciting. I would just, Spring, the only thing I would remove from that statement is clutch. Because he is a clutch player, right? And it kind of, Will, it's kind of like the conversation about APG last year. Right? That's kind of what it feels like a little bit where, or not, the year they won Worlds, so 2 years ago. That's kind of what it feels like with APG on that Optic roster. Is like everybody would fucking, and I think they're fucking stupid, but like everybody would dog on him for the stat line and everything, but it's like, you're not watching him. Like, you're not watching them play the game. If you watch them play the game, you'll see that APG is doing everything he fucking can to allow his team to be in better positions to win. And I think that Snakebite is doing a lot of that as well. It may not show in the stat line, but him as a teammate, him as a team player is doing everything that he possibly can to put his teammates in positions to win. So I can understand like his gameplay not necessarily being that fucking flashy or exciting or whatever it is. But again, I'm not saying you're not saying he's a clutch player, but I would just remove that word from the statement. That's it. Spring, speaking of inspirational, Will, did you happen, I know you said you weren't able to catch much of the series, but did you perchance see the Lucid triple kill on the Aqua Bomb game with the plasma pistol?
I did not.
So this was Will, remember when I said that it reminded me of last year's Optic?
Yes.
This was one of those examples where Lucid, in his MVP era, utilizing the sandbox to his fucking potential, having the plasma pistol, gets all up in SSG's base and gets a triple kill by just fucking basically noob comboing 3 of the players. And it was fucking textbook. It was perfect setup by FaZe. It was perfect execution by Lucid. And yeah, it was awesome. It was just a great fucking play.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the whole VOD.
And granted, I may be talking out of my ass right now. I forget if it was in SSG's base or if it was in FaZe's base and SSG were trying to score. It might have been the second scenario, but either way, that triple kill was just, it was perfect. It was fucking perfect because the fight could have gone a completely different way if Lucid didn't get those 3 kills.
Yeah.
But just a phenomenal play by him, a phenomenal execution by him, great setup by fucking FaZe, and just, again, it felt like they hit that flow state again. It really did. It really fucking felt like that. And then, Will, this is going to sound dumb as shit, but as I was watching the series, or actually as the series was ending, okay, like I'm sitting there watching on the monitor in front of me. And I'm not kidding to you. Like, I think I may have said out loud, no, that's some damn fucking good Halo right there. Because it was. Like, and this isn't to dog on lower seeded teams or anything like that, but when you see just incredible teamwork taking place because Halo Infinite is such a team-oriented game. And when you see the teamwork of these players and you see these plays being executed damn near flawlessly, and not only that, but like you see the opposing team doing everything they can to make it so you can't have those nice things. And the series is so fucking neck and neck, regardless of what the series score was. The games were so fucking close, and it was so back and forth. It's just awesome. It's just fucking awesome. Like, that's what I want more of. So, I'm fucking hoping FaZe win the qualifier so we can have this Pool D matchup happen on LAN. I really want it. Oh, I want it so bad.
It'd be exciting for sure.
Oh my God, dude. It'd be must watch TV. Oh, the FaZe SSG rivalry is kind of saving the season for me with Optic dominating on top. Ronan, you're an Optic fan. What do you mean? Aren't you like the happiest person ever right now because Optic's dominating and they just won the fucking COD Worlds too? Like, this is your Christmas all year. Enjoy this shit. But no, I'm happy with the rivalry. It's fun. I don't like the drama aspect of it. I think I think that shit's stupid, but I like when they leave it out on the fucking field. I love that. And you see that kind of anger or that chip on their shoulder in their gameplay. Because Will, at the end of that series, one of the players on FaZe was shooting, like, you didn't see the body because, like, Infinite, you know, but one of the players on FaZe was shooting the body at the end of the game.
Ooh.
And also one of the big questions is, oh, fucking FaZe can't win Slayers, man. What happened? It just looked it was awesome to watch. It was just awesome. And frankly, even if it wasn't FaZe, just like watching great Halo being played, I'm all for it. And it was great. What's up, Sniper Blade? Welcome. Ronan, I know that's fine that you don't care about COD, but they still won. The organization that you root for still won. Okay? So just enjoy this year, all right? Because it really does it really fucking feels like this year's Optic has the same, not even the same potential. Like, they have more of a potential than SSG last year, and SSG were fucking insane. So, if you're an Optic fan, you're eating good this year. Holy shit. All right. Will, there's another tournament that took place.
Yeah. Kind of got hung up on Pro League there, but the Forge Hub 4v4 tournament, I believe, just happened. In third place was Envy with Piggy Precision, Descendant, and Yaxon. Second, TSM, Tolic, Soul Snipe, Drunken Manny. And what do you know, taking first, 007, the pickup squad that keeps hanging around. Collect Legend, Last Shot, and Cycle.
Who would have thunk it?
Not me.
SSG last year beats this year's Optic, my hot take. I don't think so. I don't like playing this hypothetical game, Spring, but fuck it. I don't think they do. Will, do you want me to sound like the biggest piece of shit of all time?
Go for it.
The reason why I don't think SSG last year beats this year's Optic is because Optic has the two better players from SSG last year on the roster. And then you take one of the greatest shooters of this generation in Renegade and tie it all together with one of the greatest leaders in console FPS history in Formal. And yeah, I think it's a lock. Siphon, thank you for the follow.
The way that Renegade is playing this year on this team, I would also put them above SSG last year.
Oh, he is. Will, we said it before and we'll say it again. This is his MVP to lose this year. And granted, like that's another thing to add to that is how well like how great his team around him is to help him in those like to put him in those positions, right?
Sure.
But how Renegade's been playing this year, I know we're only 2 events in, but we only get 5. We only get 5 for the year, and we're time-wise halfway through the year already. It's Renegade's title to lose this year. I truly believe it. He is on another fucking, like, it's not fair. It's not fucking fair, dude.
I feel like at this point, another team is going to have to really shake things up and emerge as a better team for there to be any other conversation than Renegade.
What's up, Rasta? Welcome back. Janko boys, welcome back as well. For me, Will, like, this Optic roster, like, truly feels like an all Madden team. Like when you're scrolling through the teams on Madden and you have like the team that has literally all the fucking best players in the world.
99s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what this Optic roster feels like to me. I'm not going to compare players here, but like you literally took like the literal best available. It was like, let's put them all here. Like, holy shit. What the fuck? But, oh my God. Ain't seen an Optic Shopify matchup in a while. No, we haven't, Rain. Maybe we'll see one in SLC. I expect to see one in SLC. Oh no, the caps are appreciated, Rain. The caps are fucking appreciated. It's passion right there. You never apologize for mistyped caps. It's all passion. Do you think this Optic roster could get any better with replacing Formal with Stellar or any Shopify members? No. And that's not against the other players that you're asking about. Like, that's nothing against Stellar. He's incredible. That's nothing against Royal 2 or Frosty. They're fucking incredible. Like, I think one of the reasons why this Optic roster works as well as it does is because of the teamwork that they have. And
I want to throw out,
go ahead.
It's not only in-game performance, but Formal is a leader out of the game. From what I've heard his time on Optic with other players, like he does lead that team, tries to help with mentals, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really gets the big picture of how a season could go, you know? I think they have the puzzle pieces there. I don't think replacing anybody on that team makes it better.
Well, I think another factor here too, right? And something we don't necessarily talk about a lot is the Optic side of it, where players are streaming every now and again. Formal streams consistently, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I think more so the content side of it being like they're together a lot. They're together doing Halo content. They're together to shooting the shit for Optic content in general.
Yeah.
And like that just adds to the whole, this is gonna sound dumb, but like it adds to the bonding factor. And yeah, that's why at the beginning of this year, we were talking about how with all the roster changes that were taking place, we wanted there to be a big 4 instead of a big 3, right? Because all the top 4 rosters at that time had world championship talent on them.
Mm-hmm.
But there was always the understanding, and we said that you can go back and listen if you want to, but we also said that the whole point of that Optic roster being formed is to win everything. That is the expectation. And the fact that they won the first 2 LAN events of the year in the way that they did, which up until last year had literally never been done before, and then they do it in back-to-back tournaments. They're too good. They're just too fucking good. And I don't see any team beating them yet. That's nothing against Shopify. It's nothing against FaZe. Nothing against SSG. I just don't see anybody beating them right now. Ronan, don't do that. Don't do that. I know you're poking the fucking bear right now. Don't do that. So yeah, I'm God, SLC cannot come soon enough. Holy shit.
But yeah, Josh, I agree. Optic's the team to beat. Would love, obviously, for shakeups to happen because it just creates more excitement.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. That team's too good.
So what we're saying is don't be surprised if we predict that Optic are going to win SLC, but I'm going to come in with the top rope pick. Complexity or winning the whole thing.
Oh damn.
I'm just kidding. Janko, no, they're not. No, they're not. I respect the take, but they're not.
I think there's something there, right? They've been the ones to knock them to losers.
Correct.
They just have to do that again on Sunday when
it matters.
Right, bright lights, big stage, right?
Yep. When it actually matters. And again, that's not to say that they can't. They have the caliber of talent and they have the team to do it. It's not to say that they can't do it. But again, every single time we say this, it holds true. Friday's different than a Saturday, which is different than a Sunday. There are fucking levels to this. And a Sunday optic is far more fucking scary than a Saturday or a Friday optic. Same could be said of SSG last year. A Sunday SSG is far more scary than a fucking Saturday or Friday SSG. An SSG that is about to get eliminated in a top 12 placing at their home event from a Cloud9 roster who is wishy-washy is completely different than an SSG that fucking blows the team out in grand finals on a Sunday to win their home tournament. And to be the first team ever to go from losers round 1 to win the event. There are levels. And Optic all together are at a different level right now. All together. All things considered, they are at a different level.
Real quick, Josh Spring,
Please.
Have a good flight, man. Hopefully everything goes well.
Yes, Spring. Get to the airport as soon as possible. And the reason I say that is because, what?
Oh, I think he's already boarding his flight.
Oh, never mind. You're already there. See, hopefully you got there early enough so that way you could relax a little bit, because that was going to be my tip. Get to the airport early enough so that you're not fucking stressing about shit. You can just hang out. Get yourself a fucking drink. Enjoy the time. We're ascending. Hey, you make my heart ascend. All right, with that, enjoy the flight. Hope you see some mountains. And hope to fucking see you soon. Will.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about with these teams and all this shit before we move on?
No, we could talk all day about what might happen, but come on, SLC. That's what I'm waiting for.
Dude, I can't
when it all gets
wait.
settled on LAN.
I've been itching fiendishly to fucking get on a flight. So I am ready. I'm excited to see you. I'm excited to see everybody. It's going to be fucking great. You think FaZe or SSG can break top 2?
I'm gonna say it depends on the bracket, how the bracket shakes out.
There's always the possibility. But again, all things considered, Janko, I think Will and I agree on this. What we have right now is Optic are you may disagree, and that's fine. Optic clearing away number 1. Shopify clearing away number 2. Space Station, FaZe, Envy. I am very hesitant to say this next one, but maybe Complexity? TSM. These are the teams that are all fighting for that 3rd place, 4th place spot. That's what it really feels like right now. I just want everyone to have a fun time. Ronan, okay, sure, bud. What Ronan meant to say was, I hope everybody enjoys playing for fucking 2nd and 3rd place while my team continues to win. That's what he meant to say. If you read between the lines there of what Ronan posted, that's what he truly meant. God. We're excited to see you too, Rasta. It's going to be fucking awesome, man. 3 fucking weeks, John. Fuck. All right. With that, I think it's time to get some regular news. Just a couple pieces here. Audiobook Club Cryptum by Halo Studios. If you haven't read that Greg Bear book yet, and it is the beginning of the Forerunner trilogy, then please do so. And you can get in on this audiobook action with Halo Studios. And it can be a semi-difficult read, but it is very, very lore dense, which can be very cool for those looking for that type of stuff. So yeah, if you're interested, go check it out. Halo Waypoint Chronicles Volume 1 cover reveal by Halo Studios. So yeah, all the Waypoint Chronicles stuff is going to be combined into an actual book that you can purchase, and I will do that because I'm dumb. Then, finally, Beth is the happiest person alive right now because Halo Infinite update by Halo support. The following maps are removed from Ranked Slayer and Ranked Doubles: Ascension, Beaver Canyon, Boulevard, and Canopy. Thank fucking God.
So excited they're gone. And I know Beth was, I think, tweeting almost daily about it.
Yeah.
So they're out of there. They're finally out of there, man.
Oh, she tweeted as soon as she saw the tweet that they were removed. She was ecstatic.
Yep.
God, shout out Beth. All right. That's it for the regular news. Cypher, got it again. Just kidding. Will's Avengers with a veil over some other games. Just for me, too. Will, what'd you play?
Yeah. Just Halo Infinite. That's
nice. What have you been playing in Infinite?
A little bit of everything. Some like BTB to warm up.
Ooh.
Also, some like Husky Raid every once in a while. Ranked Doubles, Slayer,
God,
Ranked Arena. Had some, it's Infinite matches can go great. They can go bad. It all depends. And Smurfs are still a problem, and it is what it is. But still grinding.
Hell yeah. Fucking love that. The Alters is kicking my ass. Funkin' resource management. Halt. This is going to sound so stupid, but at the same time, I know, like, we've been playing video games basically our entire lives, right? Therefore, and I've dibble dabbled in many a different genre. So I know things that I'd enjoy and things that I wouldn't. So for the Alters, I know for a fact I won't be playing it. But what I also know for a fact is that I should watch a playthrough. Because I know that there are multiple endings and so on and so forth. So like I would try to find one that would suit what I would do if I were playing the game. But I'm very interested in the story of that game, but I am not interested in the resource management survival aspects. That's not my forte. That's not my type of experience I'm looking for. If that's something that people are interested, more power to them. That's awesome. I hope you fucking love it. It's reviewing amazingly. But I'm interested in the stories. And so, yeah, I'll probably have to watch a walkthrough. Ronan, we talking about Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, we're not. We're not talking about Marathon. God, you know what? Will, regardless, this is going to sound flippant, but regardless of the art theft situation that Bungie are dealing with the marathon situation, which is fucking awful, by the way, and should never have happened in the first place. And I hope that person never gets a job in game dev again. That notwithstanding, like, I have other gripes to pick with that fucking game. Like, I am dumbfounded, genuinely dumbfounded that they had it be, and I'm not just saying this because I wasn't invited into the alpha. I'm saying this from a standpoint of, wouldn't you want as many people as fucking possible to play it ahead of time? Like, what the fuck is that? I was just so dumb. I wanted to try it because I love Bungie gunplay. Like, I still play Destiny to this day. We'll talk about it in a second. But, like, what the fuck? What was that? But whatever. Fucking, oh, man. So, I'm glad you had a pretty decent time playing some Infinite, Will.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
How did your games go? What did you play?
I'm still playing some Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I'm still having a ball of a time, having a great time. Still really excited about Borderlands 4. That's probably the only reason why I'm playing this game right now, because I just want Borderlands 4. And then the Destiny 2 expansion that nobody's talking about because they don't do a great job of marketing this shit is releasing tomorrow. As a matter of, I think it is. I think it's releasing tomorrow. That or next week. Either way, it's releasing very soon. And Pancakes and I have some catch up to do. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight after the show, is just getting some of the last season stuff done while we prepare for the new expansion to release.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's that. And believe it or not, fucking crazy, I know. Destiny gunplay is still really fucking good. Anyone hyped for the new Mafia game coming out next month, or just me? I hope it's good. Ross, I hope it's good. Will, do you know about the new Mafia game?
Don't know about the new one. I played a couple of the older ones, though.
It's called Mafia: The Old Country, and it is a much more linear experience than previous Mafia titles. I will say the performances look really good. The voice acting sounds really good. I'm curious how the moment-to-moment gameplay is going to be. It feels very... Again, this is going to sound very mean because I haven't played it. I don't know. So I can't criticize. What it looks to me like is like 360 PS3 era action adventure. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some great fucking games came out in those generations. Some amazing fucking games came out in that generation in the action adventure genre. Right, Ross? Is just giving that vibe. You know, just giving that kind of vibe. Not a bad thing. Just an observation. Josh, I'm trying to complete all the Bungie rewards by next week's reset. Did 8 of the 9 GMs on Saturday. Jesus fucking Christ, John. I'm not that dedicated. See, Roy, that's what I'm talking about. Uncharted was on. Yeah, absolutely. There's a shit ton. What's the current story of Destiny anyway? We're building up for the next one. We're building up for the next story of Destiny. That's literally what we're doing right now. The Light and Darkness saga is over. A new saga is about to begin. What it's going to entail, no one knows. Maybe Bungie doesn't even know. But we'll have to wait and see. But that's all I played. So, Will, it's time for some shoutouts. I almost hit the
Unisheck
button.
Oh.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday to Roy. There's a lot. Happy belated birthday to Roy, Lunchbox, Chronozer, Druck, Sparty, Shotzi, Blaze, Gaskin, and John in the fucking chat. Happy belated birthday to all. Hope the day was fucking amazing. And then, happy birthday today to the owner of Space Station, Sean Duras. Happy birthday to you, sir. Hope it was a great one as well. Congratulations to Will. Oh my God, I failed myself today. I was going to find the clip of the story that I shared about the Keith David situation from Worlds that year, and I was going to hyperlink it here, but I didn't because I'm a fucking failure. But either way, congratulations to Keith David on receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That is fucking awesome. Congratulations to you, sir. Shout out to everyone who joined in the 8s, as a matter of fact. A lot of 8s popping off over the last week. Multiple lobbies taking place as well. I've been seeing some shit. You love to see it. Shout out to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. We got Scythen with the follow. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And then, shout out to everyone who's a patron at the semi-pro and higher tiers. That includes Shio Blackout D-I-I-I-Ode. Pancakes, Voodoo Man, Ross, thank you. Ross the Monkey Jr., thank you. Raider, Hater, Peanut Butt, One Swole, Danny Phantom. The Danny's of Phantoms. He's a Phantom. Riz, Zarn, High Tech Redneck, Goalie Sniper, Heavy Rainfall, and Elated Dartboard. The mastermind of the spreadsheet himself. Elated Dartboard. Guys, can we give a shout out to Elated Dartboard for the 8 spreadsheets?
Every week, man.
I just want to do it because I hope, like, because it is amazing. Part of me hopes it irritates him when I do it. So that's why I want to do it. I like a little poking buttons, you know what I mean? Like fucking Ronan tried poking the bear earlier too.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to poke. I'm trying to poke the dartboard, you know?
Okay.
Like, you know, when you're throwing a dart at the dartboard and instead of actually hitting it, it's hitting it within one of the quadrants. You actually hit it just outside of the quadrants. Just like
sure.
in the outer rim, yes. I guess you could say. That's what I'm trying to do to him right now. I'm like intentionally aiming for those spots. I don't want no fucking points. I just want to leave a little dent. You know?
Just leave a little mark.
Leave a little dent in the dartboard. That's it. That's all I'm doing. God, we love you, Dart. Community creations. Halo memes every day. Red.com/r/Halo memes. Go check them out. Then Envy Wallpapers is by Envy. They actually look pretty fucking sick. That's why I included them. So you go check them out. And then Don't Name the Same Game. HCS edition number VAT by All in Juan. I lost on the first question.
I still need to do number 4 and 5.
You should. They're fun.
I'm slacking. I'm still slacking.
I lost on question 1. I got the other 4 okay. But yeah, I lost question 1. Fulcrum with a 24-month resub, 2 years, baby. You get a woo! Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciated. Shout out Fulcrum. Love you. Love the resub. Thank you so much. This was a tough round this week for sure. If not, Juan, if not for the fucking first question, no. Although one of the questions I was convinced you were going to say the one that I said. And then when you didn't, I'm like, oh shit. Okay, cool. Not that it means anything, but like that was just what was going through my head. But that first question, I'm like, motherfucker. This fucking guy. But then you can't turn it off. You can't just be like, oh, I got it wrong. I can't listen to the rest of it. No, you got to play the rest of the game just to see. You know what I mean? Gotta always keep me on my toes. Hashtag toe talk, baby. God. But yeah, Will, do number 4 and number 5 and then let us know the results.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to save them for next week's show, if you want to put them in Discord, let us know. I'm curious. I want to see what you get.
All right. I mean, I'm perfect through 3, so.
Oh shit.
Hasn't gotten me yet. I have a feeling this week sounds like this week's hard. Is it hard? So
no, it's just. See, I made the mistake. It was either week 4 or week 3, but I made the mistake of like. This just sound weird, but like, oh, Juan's definitely gonna pick this. You know what I mean? I had that thought, but whatever. I will say the one that had, God, I don't want to spoil anything. It's hard though. The one that had the question about a specific show. Have you played that one yet? It was the last question of that week.
No.
A show that does esport, like Halo esports content. Okay, regardless, I'm just glad I didn't pick the obvious one. Spoiler alert, Will, it's us. So there you go, folks. I just gave you guys a freebie. Enjoy. Oh, my God. Oh, also, you know what? Since we're in the fucking community creation segment, also like kind of shout outs to an extent too. Got to give a shout out to APG for doing the Believe the Hype tryouts, which is really fucking cool. And literally tonight, as like he's live right now, but tonight he's going to be announcing the final 4 for the roster. So like he started with a shit ton of applicants, a shit ton of candidates, put them through their paces in multiple different series with multiple different teams, had cuts that took place throughout, and eventually narrowed things down further and further and further. And it all culminates in a final announcement today, which is really fucking cool. So these players are getting a big opportunity. And yeah, I think it's really fucking cool for these guys, and hopefully it works out. I really, really hope it works out. So my only worry is, Will, one of the big things, right, with the team is chemistry. Right?
Sure.
And when you're going through this many applicants and this many tryouts and this many different series and this many different configurations of teams and whatnot, my only worry, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but like my only worry is that the chemistry just isn't there when these final 4 are announced, and then it just doesn't work out the way that they planned it to. So I'm hoping that when the team is announced, they're able to hit the ground running. They're getting scrims and whatnot, getting that practice in, going through the open bracket at SLC, and makes a statement. That's what we want to see. We want to see a fucking statement being made. So, and at the very fucking least, it shines a lot of light on some AM players out there. It shines light on players trying to make a name for themselves. And yeah, really fucking cool. So again, shout out to APG, shout out to Believe the Hype, making this thing happen. And we'll include the roster in Rostermania next week. So
perfect.
Stay tuned. Will, that's all I got. So if you would do us a favor and plug this fucking thing.
All right. We do have our Patreon where we're doing a little extra content, video show, audio show, Q&As. If you want to support us over there, patreon.com/HCS Pro Talk. As always, you can find us on your favorite podcast services. Just search for HCS Pro Talk. We're on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, and others like Josh's favorite.
Pocket Cast. It's still not an ad, but it's still a fucking kick-ass app.
You can find us on Linktree/HCS Pro Talk. It'll send you to our Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and the merch if you're interested. Or you can do ! Any of those in chat to get sent there. And then if you go to hcsprotalk.com, it actually sends you to haloevolve.co.
Your home for Halo.
And while you're there, check out the Podcast Evolve shows, such as Podcast Evolve, Mission Debrief, Halo TV Plus, Book Club, Build with Blocks, and there's 2 more. Halo Headlines and Halo Gear Guide. I messed up my cadence.
It's okay. Jesus Christ.
That's all I got for the week, Josh. Oh my God.
Also, Danny brings up a really good point for those that are hanging out right now. We are doing, well, I shouldn't say we, like this is, Danny was the one that brought up the idea. I think the idea is fucking awesome, and it all is for fun. There's no money involved. But there is an HCS Pro Talk, I almost just said Final Fantasy Football League taking place, or will be taking place as a matter of fact. Did it last year. Will, you participated in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny says that they have 2 spots available in the Fantasy Football League. So if you're interested in doing so, just join the Discord. It's absolutely free to do so. Go into the Fantasy Football chat. Let Danny know you're interested. Again, it's all for fun. No stakes, no money. Yeah, just kind of a cool way to get people involved within the community, especially around football season. A lot of us really love football. A lot of us love other sports as well. So yeah, get yourself involved. We got Lumber in it. We can't let him win. Oh shit. He's just going to pick Eagles players. That's all he's going to do. Will, have you ever been in, now I know it's really fucking difficult to do, but like, have you ever been in a league that person has just tried to pick players from one specific team?
No, I don't think so.
I'm curious how that worked out.
It is kind of difficult to do, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen what happens on the bye week. You're screwed.
Oh, you are kind of fucked. Yeah, you're right. Or maybe you're just so
1L.
Yeah, maybe you're just so fucking dominant that you don't fucking care about that bye week. Like, this is the strat. It's the fucking strat that nobody ever thought about before. Turns out if we get fucking oh wait, I can't say Sam Darnold anymore. What's up, Sar? How's it going? Welcome. Oh shit, it's one more spot. Okay. If you need someone, I'll join him, but I'd be that guy who don't know the first thing to do though. Rasta, that's the best part about fantasy football. You don't need to know jack shit. I specifically remember one year, the first year that my wife played, and she won. And she didn't know what the fuck she was doing either. If anything, Rasta, you just pick the best player available. That or auto draft, because, Will, didn't Joey auto draft one year and fucking killed it?
Probably.
Yeah, like, it doesn't fucking matter, dude.
Yeah.
Either pick the best player available or auto draft, because that'll just pick the best player available. Yep, big numbers go burr. That's right. John did that last year and made it to the second round of the playoffs. Fucking there you go. God damn it. All right. I'll leave you guys with this. SLC merch available right now. Exclamation point merch in the chat. If you're listening to the audio version of the show, go check it out. In the description is the show notes. The link is in there. Go find it. It's great. I'm excited. And also, within the next week or two, Will, depending upon when things arrive, right, we'll have a couple more announcements coming up. So stay tuned for those. But that's going to do it for us. We'll be back next week to talk about more Halo stuff because it's fun. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm very, very happy and I feel like very privileged that we have the Pro League back in this capacity because it really is fucking nice to have a match or two to watch every day or nearly every day. So watch the LVT Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. Watch the qualifier that's going to be taking place this weekend for SLC. Watch the community events that are going to be taking place throughout the scene all month. We'll be back next week to break things down and talk about it. But until then, bye-bye.